Hello there, welcome back to the channel. We talk about stuff happening in the VTuber world, and today we talk about Merryweather, the Webtoon superstar who lost access to his TikTok account, which had 345,000 followers. This is especially shocking because this happened to Merryweather, the founder and CEO of Merryweather Media. He's known for making many different webtoons. He made the ever-popular Clinic of Horrors, which is my personal favorite, as well as many different webtoon series, some of which I just wish would end already, like Winter Moon. And I just found out the final episode of Winter Moon just concluded? Oh my god, it is ending. No, it has ended. Oh my god, I didn't know this. But anyway, Merryweather is also very well known for his series on Webtoon. Many people read his Meme Girls comic, which is a parody of internet culture as well as otaku fandom. No one expected Merryweather to lose access to his TikTok account, but it happened. It all began with this one tweet, with Merryweather saying, "Someone hacked my TikTok and deleted all my videos." Merryweather further explaining, "My TikTok with 345,000 followers was hacked into today. They somehow logged me out from all my devices and changed the login details. They then deleted all of my storytime animation videos. I worked really hard on those videos, and they had millions of views on them. I don't understand how this is even possible to do." Merryweather added TikTok Japan and TikTok USA, saying, "Please help." Sadly, they never did. TikTok is famous for ignoring the problems that creators have on their TikTok accounts. If you have a problem with your account on TikTok, just start a new account because they are never going to respond. This is the exact opposite of the way YouTube handles things, because YouTube will ignore you until you make a stink on social media and then help you sort out your problem on YouTube. TikTok is the opposite. They will ignore you even if you make a stink on social media, and no amount of complaining online will make them help you. So if you encounter a problem like Merryweather right here, you're basically screwed. And you know there's a hacker behind this TikTok account because you can see they changed like Merryweather's TikTok profile name to Nose English 420, and they changed the profile picture as well to some random generic pic. In an attempt to fix the problem, Merryweather would try to DM his account from an alt, but the hacker would then post this before deleting the entire TikTok account. Merryweather would continue adding TikTok support, asking for help. And you can see the hacker is making fun of Merryweather, saying the account wasn't hacked, you never changed your hashtag, and this is basically proof that all of Merryweather's TikTok videos have been erased, which is horrible. Thankfully, Merryweather's main account has always been YouTube. I know he's also a VTuber, but he got his start by posting like videos about Merryweather comics, and it's basically like animated videos with voiceover, and most of the comics and illustrations you see in the videos are basically taken from his Webtoon series, and he's made a ton of different Webtoon series. So in a way, him losing the TikTok was the least worst thing to happen to him because he still had his Webtoon accounts as well as his like main YouTube account where he like posts all his animations of comics. If you go to his oldest videos, you will see a lot of familiar videos. I'm sure a lot of you will have seen some of these animations because many of them not only had a beautiful illustrations and animation, they also had a lot of voice acting from famous YouTubers at the time. So if you want to check out the TikTok videos that used to be on Merryweather's TikTok account, you can just come here onto his YouTube channel, Merryweather Comics. Merryweather has also created a brand new TikTok account that hopefully won't be hacked this time. From the looks of it, he hasn't uploaded all the videos from Merryweather Media. It seems like he's only uploaded like the shorts he had on his like VTuber channel on YouTube, because I recognize a lot of these shorts. Yeah, a lot of them are basically shorts about himself and his adventures in Japan as well as his like life in general when he was a child and stuff. Or maybe that was how the TikTok was from the beginning, because I don't really like watch Merryweather on TikTok, so I wouldn't know what's on here.
Could I possibly get some of my followers back? Could I get them to notice if I make a bit of a fuss? Would people come back? And I made that account yesterday. Well, I reused another account I had, which had about 5,000 followers, so I had a bit to start with. Nothing near my original 345,000 followers, but I made my new account. Thank you, Yoshino. I put it up, I tweeted it out there, I asked Dog Army on Discord if they could help me out a bit, and I am happy to report that in less than 24 hours, less than 24 hours, my account is now sitting at 93.2 thousand followers. And if I refresh, maybe it's going to be more. 96.3 thousand followers. And you can see down in the corner, people are still following. 8 seconds ago, Alicia followed. 12 seconds ago, Oleander followed.
Anyway, let's continue because there's been an update from Merryweather, with the Catboy saying the person who took over the account has deleted basically all my videos. They sent my alt a DM saying that they want me to pay them money for their account. They claim this has always been registered to their phone number. They've now blocked me and I have no way of replying to them. Many years ago, I had a fellow VTuber help me with my TikTok account as a manager. I suspect I may have forgotten to remove their phone number from the account, and that this is them doing this now. I'm not certain, but it is the only person I can think of who may have been able to do this. I've put many years of hard work and effort into this account, and to just see it all be deleted with so little care feels so evil. I'm going to try my best to continue to contact TikTok support, but I don't have high hopes. Platforms the size of TikTok are mostly run by automated systems. I have an alt account, so please go follow it. I repost my storytime animations bit by bit. Hopefully, I'll find a way to restore my account, but if I can't, at least I'll be able to rebuild my archive of animations. And Merryweather would also show the DMs from the hacker. This is Knows English 420, saying clearly you don't understand. You put my number on your TikTok account. So don't say it's a mistake. It's your own mistake. And I tried contacting TikTok prior, but no one ever got back to me. And literally all I did was log into my account with my phone number. My phone number. How much is this worth to you? Also, you lying to your fans about getting hacked. It clearly wasn't a hack. This is pretty strange. Why would a hacker try to say it's not a hack? Is this a child who just got lucky and managed to get their hands on like Merryweather's old phone number or something? Maybe. I don't know. We'll go through like Merryweather's theories on who it is later on in the video. The hacker continues to speak, saying for someone that claims they are from a whole different country, why do you have an LA hashtag? Buyer. This is my account with my number. Get the fuck out of here. If you want to buy my account, I'd be happy to negotiate. Other than that, like I said, fuck off. By the way, the reason why Merryweather has an LAA hashtag is either one of two things. Either like the hacker is referring to a hashtag LA on a TikTok video on Merryweather's account, or he's referring to the fact that Merryweather has an LA number, a phone number. Because Merryweather, in his live stream, he did explain that when he was making his TikTok accounts, as well as Lumi's TikTok accounts, they kept getting like Finnish viewers. So he decided he would need to change his phone number to an American phone number so he could get like local American viewers, because TikTok only shows like the videos to people around your general area. So that was what he was trying to solve. Anyway, we'll talk about it in a while. Moving on, Merryweather still had something to say, with the wolf boy or cat boy saying, unless I'm certain it's really them, I'd rather not name them. But even if I did, this is a person who has been gone from the community for years, after they were called out by others over some drama I don't remember the details of. So I don't think it'd be very effective. Merryweather would say, I'll be going live in 40 minutes to talk about the person who hacked and deleted my TikTok account. They have been asking me for money to give it back. I may have found out who is doing it, and it may be someone I know. So I've watched Merryweather's live stream, and there are 4 possible culprits who may have hacked into Merryweather's account. So the first culprit is basically one of Merryweather's old friend, and this friend used to make music for Merryweather before he decided to leave the company. And then later on, when he wanted to come back to the company, Merryweather would reject his offer. So there may be a motive there. And then later on, Merryweather would also like buy a couple of American phone numbers from this guy or something.
Aspect number 1. My old friend. When the company was growing a bit, I was actually paying his salary. At one point, a long time later, him and I slowly stopped working together. I think at one point I had hired him to make a bit of music for something, and we ended up not using his music. He felt very, very offended about us not using his music, and he jumped to the conclusion that I wasn't appreciative of him, that he had stayed up and rushed through the music, and I had not used it. A while, he then also told me that he wanted to quit. After that, he quit. He quit the company. When he then came back to me later and said, man, I shouldn't have done that. I kind of want to come back. At that moment, I told him, my dear friend, I am sorry. The position's already been been filled at this point. I cannot do that. The account was many years ago. This was about 6 or 7 years ago, maybe a bit more. However, when I started VTubing, I had asked him a favor. You see, a while ago, TikTok had this awful system where it would only promote TikToks to people that were local to your area. So when Lumi was doing TikTok, for an example, her TikTok was run by a Finnish phone number. So because it was run by a Finnish phone number, her videos, which were VTuber videos, were not being promoted to an audience that likes VTubers or even anime. It was being promoted to local Finnish people who had no idea what a VTuber even was. And that was a problem for myself and Lumi, because getting promoted to local normies is not really a good way to grow your audience. So what we ended up doing is we ended up buying American phone numbers from a friend of mine, and that was this friend, my old friend. That's what it was. We purchased American phone numbers, and then we would register our accounts with that, and my friend would he would keep the phone number. So that's what we did. However, that was many years ago, and I'm pretty sure that I changed my phone number, or the account I was using was never the account that I used an American phone number on. I'm fairly certain I had changed it to my local number or something. I changed it to a different number, I'm almost certain. I messaged my old friend, so there was no hint of it at any point. Timber can build for years, that's true. But was it really him? Was it really him? That's a good question, right? So, another thing is also, this friend of mine could have been trying to get money. But if that's the case, why in the message from the person who hacked my account, why did they say how much, if you want to buy my account, I'd be happy to negotiate that, but then immediately block me? That seems weird.
The second culprit who may have hacked into Merryweather's account is basically a VTuber manager who used to help Merryweather. This VTuber manager would also previously work for a lot of different VTubers in the scene, but this was from back then. And there were many people who hated this guy for reasons Merryweather will explain later.
Suspect number 2. This one, I think this might be him. This is the one, if it's anyone I know, this is the one I think it is. My old VTuber manager. This is suspect number 2. Suspect number 2, my old VTuber manager. Not Aoife. No, it is not Aoife, okay? Aoife never had access to my TikTok, and she's still my good friend, and we talk every day. But this one is a man. Give me a moment. So, Bob? Okay, I'll call him Bob. So, I'll call him Bob. Now, Bob was a VTuber himself, and he was also someone who was, trying to rise in the, in the community. It's someone that had been around for a while. It's someone I had collabed with back then, when we all just started out. Now, Bob was someone with a bit of an audience, but he was never big enough that you might have known him. And Bob, at one point, was managing a few different large VTubers' social media accounts, particularly their TikToks. Bob had, in fact, managed for at least 2 people that you in chat know, other than me. Now, what he did for me is he would help me upload videos on my TikTok, and I would pay him a bit of money to do it. Bob had access to my TikTok account. He was, in fact, with his phone number, able to log in as much as he wanted on my TikTok. And what he would do is he would upload videos. If a video got taken down, he would try and get it back up, and he would edit some videos together, and he would post stuff, and that's what Bob did. And Bob was okay at it for a bit, but at one point I felt like it wasn't really making a big difference, and I wanted to post the videos myself. So I told Bob, thank you for helping me. It's been good. Unfortunately, I would like to continue to do it on my own now. Thank you for your help. And Bob at the time was fine with it. He didn't really care. It seemed it was fine. He was like, yeah, sure, no problem, man. About a year later, this is what happened. Bob got cancelled. Now, I have tried to figure out why he got cancelled, but I have not for the life of me been able to figure out why. Because no one remembers. I've talked to a few people. No one remembers. But what I did remember is that Bob was not particularly well liked in this community. Thank you, Sleepy Owl, for the 6 months. Bob was not particularly well liked in the community for a few reasons. One of the reasons was, Kaz remembers. Okay, Kaz, DM it to me and I'll read it out on stream. But one of the reasons why people didn't like him is he would be streaming on his Twitch while being in voice chats on this server. So people would join and they would talk, and then only when they said something messed up would Bob clarify, oh wait, I'm streaming, don't say that. When he hadn't clarified it to anyone before that he was literally streaming a private voice call. So that's something people didn't like about Bob. Now, Kaz is currently messaging me. He stopped. That was in 2022. After that, Bob essentially fell off the face of the earth. He disappeared. He was never seen again. He was not my manager at the time, but I remember he was manager for another very big female VTuber. And I remember at the time, this very big female VTuber had actually tweeted something like, I am not managed by anyone. If someone says that they're my manager, do not believe them. I have fired my manager. That was before he got cancelled. So I would assume that he messed up in some way. Bob was not a big VTuber. So that's something that happened with Bob. So why would Bob do this? Well, there's a few reasons. Number one, he fell off and away from VTubing and he was never able to get back to it. He could have some animosity towards the VTubing space in general. So if one day he logs into TikTok and he discovers, hey, I'm still able to log into Mary's account. Mary's account in the meantime went from like maybe 15,000 followers to 345,000 followers. I could really mess with him now. So if you've been spurned by a community, if you've been messed with, and rightfully or not, if you've been spurned by a community, if you were given the cold shoulder by a lot of people that you knew, for good reason, likely, but if you were given the cold shoulder, you must feel incredibly upset. Maybe so upset that you would feel not bad at all by deleting videos from someone that you had helped before that had in fact been one of the people who didn't want to work with you anymore. He managed me, in cap. He also managed me. He was still able to log into my account, and that's how he did it. Me in 2021. He got cancelled in 2022. Did you contact him to ask? I did, but he's gone. He has no Discord that I'm aware of, and his Twitter account has remained inactive for years. Get an LA number, liar. This is my account with my number, fuck out of here. So he's admitting that it's an LA number. The person who managed me was someone who lived in Los Angeles. Is it possible the LA number is a bit of misdirection? That's possible. Bob is very sus. Because Bob is someone with motive. He is someone who has no reason to ever, he's someone whose bridges were already burned. He's never going to be a VTuber again because of what happened.
The third culprit is speculation. It could have just been a child who got a hold of Merryweather's phone number and his TikTok account before trying to extort Merryweather for money. And that would explain why the English is so bad in the DMs where they try to blackmail Merryweather.
Suspect number 3. A random kid. A random guy or kid. So this theory is that it's no one I know. It is someone completely random. So one theory is that it's a completely random person. So this theory is rooted in the fact that at one point I did indeed use an American phone number. Maybe it was Bob, maybe it was my old friend who helped me do it. But at one point that number was freed up, and something I've been told is that in America they do in fact reuse old numbers. So it is entirely possible that that my number was resold to someone else. The American number that I purchased had been resold to another person. Hold on. And this person was trying to make a TikTok account, but they figured that their TikTok account was registered to someone else. So they logged in, they used their phone number to get access to my account by changing the password. They logged in, changed the username, and started deleting videos. And it's possible they were a stupid kid or just some stupid guy, because they just start randomly deleting the videos. They're like, huh, this is weird. But then they realize how many followers and how much stuff is on that account. So them not really thinking about it, they start Googling, who is this guy at Merry Door? That's when they realize that I was saying that the account was hacked. They panic. panic and start saying, no, this is not a hack, this is my number. Account wasn't hacked, your number, you never changed your number. This could be him assuming that my number never changed, that this was originally my number, and he's saying that I am not a hacker because he might think, oh, hacking is illegal, but this isn't hacking, this is my account because it's got my phone number on it. And that's why he like keeps saying, no, I don't know how you got my number, but it wasn't a hack. And he's like very upset, maybe because he's a kid or he's someone kind of stupid. He says, don't ever use my number again. If you look at the blackmail message, he also misspells lying. He says lying. Also, you lying to your fans for about getting hacked. It clearly is no hack. Like, this is clearly not someone who's very intelligent. He's misspelling things. And English is supposedly his native language. For someone that claims they are from a whole different country, how you got LA number, liar. Maybe he's genuinely confused. Why did I have an LA number? And that's the thing. You genuinely think the second suspect is the most likely culprit. If he's been cancelled, jealous, and resentment could have been the motive. Indeed. That was what I thought too, but here's suspect number 3, random kid. That could be why when he starts like trying to extort me, he's like, oh my god, this guy is like causing a lot of trouble. He's tweeting about it. A lot of people are DMing me. He's been DMing me from different accounts. This is clearly a creator who had a lot of people who were following him. Maybe he's like, well, maybe this is an opportunity to make money. How much is this worth to you? If you want to buy my account, I'd be happy to negotiate. But then he realizes when enough people start sending him messages, he gets like the tweet gets a lot of attention, he's getting a lot of people messaging him. That's when he starts getting nervous, because this is also a criminal act, and that's when he deletes the video. That's when he deletes the account. So, what do you think?
And the fourth culprit is basically the Prime Minister of Denmark, because Merryweather is a citizen of Denmark. And as you can see, it's basically a made-up culprit. Merryweather is just trying to like make a joke here. God knows if he's actually serious. Probably not.
The winning suspect is suspect number 2, my old VTuber manager. I think this is definitely the most likely. But there is another. There is a fourth and final suspect. A suspect with more motive than anyone else. Suspect number 4 is a person who has beef. It is a person who has the ability to do so. It is a person who is immature enough that he would do this. It is a person who fucking hates me. The Prime Minister of Denmark, Lars Løkke Rasmussen. I'll tell you his motives. He has many. Lars Løkke Rasmussen is a person I've had long-standing beef with. Number 1, he doesn't get my tax. He doesn't get my taxes anymore after I fled to Japan. I moved to Japan, I declared my move, and he cannot get my taxes anymore. Number 2, he was always upset that I have more TikTok and Twitter followers than him. Number 3, I actively mocked and made fun of him for not having more Twitter followers and TikTok followers than me. Number 4, being in control of the Danish government, he would have the ability to do so. Number 5, he is a child in a man's body, and he would absolutely not know how to spell lying. We're going to retake the poll.
No matter what happened, in the end, Merryweather has chosen to move on. He's made a brand new TikTok account, which already has 164,000 followers. That's half of what he used to have. Merryweather would also thank his fans for helping him after TikTok did nothing to restore his account. Merryweather would say, after my account got hacked and deleted and TikTok did nothing, I did not for a million years expect that we would rebound so quickly. 100,000 followers in less than 24 hours. You guys are so amazing. I cannot begin to thank you enough. Thank you so much. Moving on, as Merryweather walks away from the crisis, unscathed, barely, he would also try to promote his cousin's anniversary. For those of you who wish to support Merryweather, your favorite cat boy, wolf boy, or dog boy, I guess he's actually a dog boy. I keep forgetting what he actually is. If you want to support Merryweather, you can read his brand new comic, Sally Sinclair. She's basically the anime girl version of Deadpool, and she's capable of breaking the fourth wall. So if you're interested, you can either check out her comic on Meme Girls, which is on Webtoon, or you could check her out on the Merryweather Comics channel. You can see there are many animations of Sally Sinclair already. Merryweather is pushing this girl so hard right now. Like, not only is Sally Sinclair literally on the profile picture and the banner, I also saw like Sally Sinclair at the bottom of like Clinic of Horrors. Like, if you scroll down to the bottom of like the latest Clinic of Horrors comic, you will literally see Sally Sinclair. So he clearly wants to promote her. So if you want to support Merryweather, you can go check out his brand new comics. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. This is Terry Nebula signing out.